New shit
Yo, what
out.
up, YouTube? It's your boy Gabi over here from Slap Punch Enterprise, back at it again. And today we have over here a little guest, my boy Ephraim Broughton, the creator, the writer of Historia. So, what's up, Ephraim? What you up to, man?
Man, I'm here.
So, what's up, Ephraim? What you
Glad
up
to
to,
be
man?
here.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Same here, my dukes. So we're going to be talking about Historia a little bit, right? And talking about Historia, um,
All right.
let me go ahead and pop up some pages so that we can see at least some pages of your characters, right? So hold up, give me a moment, give me a moment.
Uh,
Ma'am, share screen, and we're on this one. Okay, so can you see that? I believe
yes.
so. Okay, we're here. So, this is a page from your comic, your graphic novel, your series, your manga, Historia, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so talk a little bit about Historia. What is Historia about?
Historia is about Historia is about Alex. See about her going on an adventure, wanting to become a king guard in her case. Now, in the world she wrote, well, in the world she grows up in, or the kingdom she grows up in, is really the more powerful I would say your Historia is, the more pop. I would say yes, the more popular you are. That's basically what it is. And since her Historia is not well, considered the weakest, she's considered the poor.
Yeah,
So she wants to, she wants to really, become a king guard. That way that she can provide for her family that she wants before that. It's a drive to where she wants to say that anybody can become, big.
yeah.
Yes.
So basically, it's pretty much a story about struggle, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's what's up. Now, what are the hardships that your character actually goes through to to pretty much overcome the struggle, right? Like, what are the type of things that she's striving for to pretty much, show these people that that's the wrong way of doing things?
Well, in my story is that any Historia can be useful depending on the situation that calls for it. So I think what people in this world where Alex lives in, that basically it's like I would say is that they Historia in their mind they think that since you're considered the most powerful with your Historia, and all right, we're just gonna really use that. And to them, I mean, which one would you rather have? To them, it's like, which one would you rather have in your corner? It's one that is like, that is, what's the word I'm looking for? All right, which one would you rather have in your corner? There's someone that you know and everybody else knows, or there's somebody that you don't know and the power that is really you don't know anything about. So it's really to them is it's that's what really she has to struggle for. That's really what she's gonna have to prove them that even though you don't know anything about me or what I'm capable of, that doesn't mean that I'm considered the weakest.
Okay, Now, another story is called Historia. The series has a very interesting name as Historia. So, what is Historia? You know, not the story itself, but that name. What is Historia?
Historia is Historia is it's like you're looking through history of what what man and really what man has gone through throughout really history of of the struggles that they went through, um the changes that we have to make throughout our lives, to be better, to improve.
Yeah, but
um
you know what I was talking about was like the power system. You know, what is Historia? Which is also the name of your power system within your series. Like, what is it?
oh, okay, sorry about that. Historia is a power that comes from your soul, basically, and nothing can ever change that. So if one person has basically it basically comes from the soul. It basically is like this. It's basically first it's genetic and it's from the soul. So let's say that your mother had a Historia that was, I would say, give an example like wind or lightning, and your father was like earth, or fire. Now, now with the child, it will come down to the Historia of it will come along to really who's genetic. Really come down to the genetic. It comes down to the person. Now it may get her father's Historia. It may get her mother's Historia.
So basically, what you're saying that it's being passed down. That the Historia
Yeah,
is a power that's being
that's
passed down.
passed down. It's being passed down through generations. Yeah.
Okay, I see. So if you're born with a weak power, in this world of yours, since you were saying earlier, that power is pretty much everything. It makes you, high class, lower class, mid class, or whatever. So basically, if you're born with a low Historia, you will always be, poor, per se, and that's a curse that you cannot break out of, right?
Yes.
So since you said that your main character, which I believe is Alex, correct? The girl over here with the puffballs. Um, so since you said that she's trying to prove to people that the Historia is not everything, that that she was gonna rub it in their faces. So what does that mean? Was she born with a good Historia, bad Historia? Is she like one of these OP characters or what?
It's the Historia. Her Historia is not really well known. It's probably something that it's genetic, that it's just it's just yet not really well known, and they don't know what it they considered it weak because they don't know what it's capable of. And since Alex is considered young now, her Historia is still considered like, what can I say? It is still, she needs years of experience. She needs years of experience to make it to where it can be, I can say, it don't have to be considered weak. It's just that she has to train herself. She has to push herself and make her Historia to where they 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 would have second thoughts like, oh, like this ain't really a weak Historia. It's like we would think it is.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the main character, right, Alex?
Yes,
So she's kind of like a tomboy from what I'm getting, like the vibes and feels of it.
yes.
Oh, okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. So now let's talk about what's your secondary main character? If I remember correctly, I believe it's Edward, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so talk to me a little bit about Edward over here. What is his
Edward,
motivations? What gets him through? The type of Historia he has? Is he overpowered? Is he underappreciated? Like, what's the deal with this guy?
okay. Edward is your, I would say, I would say he is born into a high class. Now, normally for a high class, they were really considered arrogant, cocky, they, no, nothing else really matters to them except their position and their prestige. Well, yeah, their prestige and all that.
Yeah.
And he has a lot to really, you know, he has a lot to fail for, for his not only for his parents' approval, and all of that, but not for just for his family and really what other people, what other high people in the high class would say, would say and think about him. So he really has that on at, I would say, a young age.
Yeah.
He can't really do what middle class people or what low class people can do. So he has to do everything that is really in the top range
So basically,
because
what you're saying, what he's one of the OP characters, like one of those characters that was born with a good Historia from the get
he
go.
yes, he was born with a good historian.
Okay, so now
And
him being high class with a good Historia, what is his characteristics like? What's his personality?
his
Is he like,
personality is that, like I said, he can be arrogant and really confident. So 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 really, he already got it in his mind that,
that he
hold up,
basically better than everybody else?
yes, he's basically better than anybody else. I just can't see the screen right now. So
Yeah. Nah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all good. It is what it is. Now, I'm seeing another photo over here. This dude with the carrot top. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Um, Sometimes I get lost on Critter, man. I
it's all
do.
right.
I mean, on Critter. I mean, Streamyard. Oh,
Graveyard. I keep saying stream live, so
yeah. Okay, so here he is, Baron. My boy Baron, looking like has the most sweetest face in the world. Like, what's good with this guy?
Baron is I made him that way so that Baron, he I would say he's more of a mid class person, and he befriends Alex, and it's his Historia is just like unknown, but it is, well, I wouldn't say unknown. It is more of a good Historia, and yeah, like that. But Baron, I made Baron to where he is that person that if he really cared about the system and all that, he wouldn't have befriended Alex. So that really shows that. I mean, it's true. If he really cared,
Oh
hey,
man.
it is what it is.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
If he
yeah,
really cared, yeah, but he just don't really care.
yeah.
You know, I mean, he don't care if you're poor, average, or high society. If you're cool and we friends, we cool, we're friends.
Exactly.
But I mean, if not, I'm going about my business. So that's basically Baron for you. Baron, he's that okay guy. He's a cool dude. He's friends with Alex.
Yeah. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Now, talk to me about the artist, because you are the writer, right? So, who is the
Yeah,
artist for Historia thus far?
it's right now. It's Vanessa, or Sophia, as she calls herself, Sophia Bling Bling. I met her on.
Okay, hold up. You talking about Mitsu Blinger, right?
Yes, Mitsu. Yes, Mitsu. I knew it
Okay,
was.
yeah, yeah.
I knew it was. I knew it was Sophia, but
Let
yes,
me try to pull up her Instagram real quick. But yeah, you can keep talking about her. Go ahead.
yes. I met her about a year ago, and I want an artist that that can do the story, that can do the characters for me. And she said yes, and get a contract, and you know, here and there. Now, yeah, that's where it went from there.
Yeah, I see. But yeah, she's a great artist. She does commissions. You can look her up on Instagram as Mitsu Blinger. Currently has 489 followers. So yeah, I mean, but she does some really, really, really great pieces, man. I mean, I can't wait to see, how his story is going to turn out. Seeing like some Animal Crossing, some Goku
Yeah,
Black over here. So yeah, guys, so for you guys that's seeing out there, she does commissions. Like it says right here, commission info. She is also part of Slap Punch Enterprise. She is the writer and creator of Oshimaru, as you see right here. So yeah, check that out. It's a very cool experience. It's about this boy that follows. I mean, well, it's about this boy, and he stumbles across like this eyeball that could turn into like a samurai sword type stuff, right? And it's very engaging. It's very cool. It's has a lot of adventure, has some lore within it. It's a good ride. It's a good ride. Overall, some really really amazing art, as you can see here. She's actually a really amazing artist. She's just awesome all the way around. So that's what's up. That's what's up. So yeah. So currently, like, how far have you gotten into the whole Historia aspect? Like, how far are you within like the whole writing situation?
the whole writing situation. Hey, are you still there?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here.
Okay, okay. I'm sorry. It's just that the screen is weird. My screen is weird, not yours. But right now I'm revising the chapters. I was in chapter 7, but I'm revising the chapters. That way it can be better. The writing can be. I want people to like when they read it, like when they look at the manga. I want them to be like, oh, it's more like um real, real in a sense, and I want that for all my chapters. So I'm just revising all the chapters and making it to where the manga comes out, and it will. I wanted to, make it look real, like, you know, that's
So better all. So you're trying to have the reader have a better experience.
yes, better experience.
Yeah, man. Like I actually know what you're talking about. I've been revising my stuff, and I had to redo a couple of things. Just like right now, as you can see, grayscale on one of my pages, and I had to go through and take a couple of things out, add a couple of things, and do a whole bunch of different type of situations, right?
Yes.
Trying to make the story as best as possible. I've actually read a couple of your chapters, to chapter 4, chapter 5, really. Well, yeah. Chapter 4, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it's awesome. Like, you do a very very awesome job. I'm not trying to spoil anything for anybody or the book itself, but it is a great job. Very very awesome storytelling. Um, the way, I mean, I can't really say enough without spoiling anything.
It's all
But
right.
it's some crazy plot twists going on. I know that one, and sometimes the characters could feel very real, man. Like for real, there's some drama going on. There's some jealousy and some hate that
Yeah.
goes on. That's very, very, very strong. And I do like that for real. So, what type of genre do you feel?
Historia.
Do you feel? Wait, wait, wait. I was going to say, what type of genre do you feel more comfortable in writing? Like what is like your writing sense when it comes to genres?
My writing sense will be action and adventure, and sci-fi and fantasy, and drama. And like you said in chapter 4, everything is, real. It's more like live. And like you said, a lot of emotions are going on. And it really is like that, it's like really wrapped up. And I like that. Now, so that's really what I'm really comfortable with. That's really what I'm set at. And I read a lot of books on, on stories like that. So, yeah, I'm really at home with that, with the kind of genre that I like writing about. I love writing.
Okay, I see. I see. Yeah, when you're writing about stuff that you feel at home with, that stuff that you are familiar with, it becomes a little bit easier, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like me writing Mumby. Mumby has a lot of myself within the entire story. How I act, a couple of characters, different parts, and yeah, man. After a while, like I was saying in the other live stream, the character starts to write themselves. Do you have like any type of experience with that? Like, do you feel sometimes that the character writes itself when you really got like the personality down packed?
I won't lie, there has been instances when I write a chapter from point of view of the main character, and it's like real, and it is true that in a situation like that, it really is. It's like something that she would do, or like someone like or will do, but can't do it because of the situation. And yeah, to be honest with you, it kind of went on autopilot for me when I actually just wrote it from the first person perspective and of that character. And after I reread it and looked it over, I was really like, wow, I may not have remembered, but wow.
Yeah, yeah. That's the same type of stuff that happens to me sometimes. To be totally honest, it's characters sometimes will write themselves, and even like there's instances where you're trying to find out like what type of predicament some character might be into, what type of trouble that character might get themselves into, or how will they solve this issue and everything, and it pops up right away.
Yes,
Yeah, man, it pops up immediately. It pops up immediately.
nothing wrong with that. I had the same instances
Yeah, yeah.
randomly pop up, and I'm looking like, wow.
So, have you ever worked on any other type of series, or is Historia your first?
Historia is my first, and I'm going to be honest with you. I will really stick to me. Now, this is me. I would
Uh-huh.
really like to stick with one story, and I want to see that story from beginning to the middle to the end, and I want to do that. I want to see as an author that the story that I made and created from start to finish,
Yeah.
and I want to be the person that at the end of it, I want to say that was one incredible journey that I went through, and yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I just want to go start to finish, and if I have any other story, well, they just gonna have to be put on the back burner for the time being, because yeah, like I said.
Now, I totally know how that feels. Have this big world mapped out in my mind for Mumby, for Mumby and all the craziness he's going to go through. I have this world where you can go ahead and travel and meet different instances while he's trying to get back his memory. And within that time of him going through this journey, I want it for it to feel unique, fun, unique, something that can make you have a good time. But at the same time, there's a lot of seriousness going on. Um, I'm the type of person that I like to see stuff get serious. There's instances where the story gets really dark from
Yeah.
time to time. And when it gets dark like that, it gets crazy. But yeah, I do want to see Mumby go from start to finish. I do have all of that mapped out, planned out in my mind of how I want for that to go. I know that within all the planning and all the stuff, people run into different instances. You run into writer's block or anything like that. Has that happened to you before?
Oh yes, that has happened to me. I have stopped on a chapter, and I'm looking like when I want to go back and write it, I'm looking like why, like I want to do it, but I can't do it. Like, what if it, like, I'm up here thinking, like, what if it's bad? What if people think bad about it? What if the story ain't as good as, I'm writing? And I'm looking like, oh man. So I had to really look up what was writer block was. And I was like, okay. So it's really just, you know, your, what's the word I'm looking for? Your, your less confidence. It's your lack of confidence,
Yeah,
and that's what's really pushing you down. And I'm looking like, no, I no, I wanna see this through. If people ain't gonna like it, they ain't gonna like it. But if people love it, they want more.
yeah, yeah.
And
Of
that's the
course.
thing that pops in my head. I'm looking like, what if they love the story? What if they want more? What if they want another book? I want to make more.
Yeah, man. You can't be so fast to give up.
No, you can't be fast to give up, and especially when you're just starting it, when you're just at the beginning, and you want to get on that journey, and you're looking like, what if this journey ain't as what I think it is? You'll never know unless you're out there in it.
Yeah. Now, um, what would you say that what's the word I'm looking for? Ah, man, it left my head. No, no lie. Oh my god. Okay, so what would you say would be like the complication that it took you of not writing the story? Meaning, how did you get into going directly into writing the story? Like, were there any type of complication that was holding you back after you gotten certain characters established, that actually led to you to start writing the story hands on?
To be honest, as much as now this is just me, but I never really wrote anything like anything like this before, and it kind of became like big because I wrote the world, I wrote the characters and their personality and how it was gonna go on the adventure. I'm looking like, man, this is my first time doing this. You know, your first time doing something like this. I'm like, man, this is
Yeah,
big. I'm like, ooh. You know, I was starting like, I wasn't really gonna ask help, but you know, I would say call it pride or call it let's just say pride. But I didn't want to ask because mainly it probably looked weak on my part. And secondly, I was thinking like, man, how am I going to do this? And eventually, I was like, you know what? Write it kind of like you watch an anime. And first, it was like that don't click. But after I thought about it, I was looking like, well, that actually makes sense. So I started writing it like how I write an anime. Click from there. Write it in your own point of view of your character, how it should go.
yeah.
And I just went and I really took the ball and I just started running.
Now that's something that I always say, man. If you can sit there, you can watch movies, you can watch a series, you can watch anime, watch anything that's on TV, a form of entertainment. You can sit there, you can analyze and see how they play with the camera angles, how the different expressions the characters have when they're doing certain scenes. You start to calculate all of that and you take that into consideration to see how are you actually going to make your story. What are the strengths and weaknesses of your characters? You have to observe all of that. Observation is key. You know,
Yeah,
always be observant. Always have an open mind. And to be totally honest with you, you have to. I won't say think about your story all day when you first start writing it, but damn near, yeah.
yeah. Really, 80% of the time, well, really 90%, 80 to 90%. Now, what it is that you don't have to really do it all day, unless you want to, you know, do some chapters in order to. But I really do it as you can do 30 minutes, take a break, and then go again.
Yeah,
And I really do that, even though at work. Even though I work for about an hour and 20 minutes, I get off on break. Sometimes I don't do it, but sometime in them 20 minutes, and bam, I may not do a whole chapter, but at least I got part of it done, and then part of it done. And by the end of work, hey, I got it done.
exactly. Yeah, because that's something key right there. But yeah, man, I know exactly what you mean about that. Like there was instances where I was coming up with different characters from Mumby, looking at different things, trying to come up with different powers. How would this character go good? How would this one would be? And trying to look for what can Mumby do in between the story that doesn't take away from the story, but that could be a fun ride, basically.
Yeah,
And all of that was going through my head. And while that was going through my head, at work, at home, while drawing Mumby storyboarding or writing out the chapter. It was constantly on my mind, constantly, and so many different ideas pop up. Don't be so fast to grab the first idea. Sometimes you will think that the first idea is like the best one, and then you find out that another idea came up, and then another one came up, and then you merge that idea with the first idea and the last idea, and oh my god,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah, and that's
I
how you
really,
get the characters.
yeah, yeah. To be honest with you, when I started making characters, I was looking like, these are the characters for my volume. It's like, tell me. Now I'm asking myself, tell me how I went from 5 characters to 15 characters to 50 characters, and I'm looking at this like, where do 50 characters come from?
Oh man, tell me about it. I went from Mumby to 55.
I'm looking like, well, how did 50 characters fit in one story?
Yeah,
Explain this to me.
yeah, yeah, man, and it's funny how they all come together and makes make the story real, man, for real. That's the funny thing about it.
Oh yeah. It shocked me at first, but after seeing like how many characters I made, I actually laughed at my accomplishment. So I liked it. I liked it. It was fun and it was frustrating, yeah, but it was more fun than it was frustrating. Random.
Oh yeah, of course, always.
It was really random, but it was fun.
So how long you said that you've been writing this for?
I have been writing this for about a year. Uh, Historia so far,
Uh huh.
I have been writing for about a year now, and I want to finish. I want to. Yeah, I said. Yeah, I started for about a year now, if not a little bit longer, but a year. I would say a year.
Okay, so an entire year doing Historia. I mean, that's not bad to be totally honest. I've seen people online that, oh my god, I'm not trying to make fun of anybody.
Exaggerate.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, of course, I'm not trying to exaggerate, but at the same time, I'm not trying to make fun of anybody or anything like that. But I saw one person one time said that after like 6 years, they finally had like their first volume done, and the first volume was only 80 pages long, and I was like, whoa, like, why is it
80
taking
pages.
yeah, why is it taking you 6 years to do 80 pages? I mean, I understand, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. If you really want to get this out there, man, you could do a page a day and not last, hours upon hours on it. Like,
Yeah.
I can sketch literally. I can sketch an entire page, 5, 6, 7 different panels, like 30 minutes. You know,
Hmm.
um, even if let's say you go to work at 6 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock in the morning, something like that.
Hmm.
You know, then you normally wake up at 5. You know, set the timer back at least 45 minutes. Wake up, literally tackle the page for 30 to 45 minutes during that time, and then you start getting ready.
Yeah.
And then you literally start getting ready. I remember, man, I was working in Bellingham. I had to wake up at around 5 in the morning, I think it was, because I had to be there around 8, I think, and traffic and everything else. And I used to wake up early, and I used to turn on YouTube, and I used to start sketching a page, or I used to start like going into storyboard, or start writing something, and then on the way there, I'll be writing on the chapter a little bit, bum bum bum, get over there, and then clock in, do my stuff, and while I'm working, it's just ideas and ideas of how to make that episode or that chapter that I just started writing, how to make it better. And right when they give me the 15-minute break or even the lunch break, I'll eat as fast as I can, and I'll start right away to going into the chapter again. Pop, 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 pop. And I did that for some months, to be totally honest. And surprisingly, man, I wrote 8 chapters that way. I wrote and storyboarded 8 chapters that way. 10 minutes here, 15 minutes here, 30 minutes there. You can get stuff done. You just have to have the actual drive for it. You know.
Yeah. You see, right now I'm writing down the mess. I'm writing the chapter right now.
Oh man.
So I'm talking to you and listening to you and writing it down. So yes, I understand. But one thing I cannot do, if I'm in a break and I have to eat, I'm sorry, I have to eat.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Oh yeah.
Because to me, I can't. This is just me. I can't do two things at once.
Nah,
If I want to
nah.
eat,
That's not
I,
just you, man. That's everybody. Don't
I,
come
I
to
mean,
me.
I mean, I mean, that's just me. I
With,
gotta say, I gotta eat. I gotta savor the food. I can't eat fast. The one time I ate fast, I felt really miserable. Like really miserable. It felt like I swallowed a rock and it sat there in my stomach for the
oh,
past 4 to 5 hours. And the people on the table were looking at me like, "Yo, what's wrong with you, man?" And I was like, I had to eat fast during break.
oh
So
my
yes, so yes, when I eat, I had to eat slow and savor the food. That's just how I am.
God.
If it has to take me 15 minutes, it's gonna take me 15 minutes because that's gonna be me enjoying my food.
Oh yeah, of course, of course. I never said that knock it out. I would say, I I go in, I knock it out, and I start to type and right away. Pop, 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 pop. I remember. I, oh man, I remember one time one of my coworkers came out, and they asked me like, "Yo, but why are you always in a rush to go onto the phone?" But they didn't know what was going on. And man, sometimes I'll be sitting there because I was working like this office job typing stuff, and man, this crazy idea will pop up in my head, and I'd just be like, oh, I hope I don't forget it because I got to type in all this other crazy stuff, because messing with freights and trucks and people coming in, people coming out, and people calling you and asking you, oh, where's such and such, and you got to go and get it. Oh my God! So all of that's going through my mind, and I'm like, man, I hope I don't forget the stuff that I was coming up with.
Yeah,
It's crazy. Like the whole idea about, well, I don't want to give any spoilers, but in my stories, but you guys will find out. Like the whole stuff with the forest of flowers and me the mummy, that came out like during work, like straight up. Forest of flowers came out during work. Yeah, and I mean, you've heard about it, and is it crazy or what?
I have heard about it, and man, I'm telling you, I don't want to spoil it or anything, to be honest. But I was like, it was really, it was something I didn't expect, but it was very crazy. I would say is something you didn't expect, but it was something that was crazy. When you're, yeah, it was crazy. So yeah, I about to say when they read that Forest of Flowers, if you told me about a situation about the Forest of Flowers, I would say nope.
Oh man, yeah, man, it is a crazy ride, man.
To be
I just
honest with you, the name may sound non-threatening, but I'm just really praying that y'all would just turn right around and not go in there.
and not going to forest of flowers, huh?
Just not go. Just make a U sign, a U turn, and just turn right around.
Don't go, don't go.
Don't
Oh,
go. If I had to literally make signs and post them up about half a mile away from the forest of flowers, I would do it.
right? Like I'm gonna tell you the truth. If I was the protagonist mummy and I go in there and I experience the stuff that he experienced, first thing I say if I ever make it back, I'll say, why the hell nobody put up any signs? What's wrong with them? You know?
If Alex experienced what she just went through there in the forest of flowers, and she has to go back there, she'll come back with the whole squad and burn that whole forest down. I can actually see on her face that, yo, I have to go back literally to the same place again. And I can literally see her eye twitch.
Oh
Just her
man,
eye twitch. Not just her eye, but her eyebrow. You know, like how they always have in the anime where the eyebrows twitch like crazy.
yeah.
I think both of them be twitching like crazy. That she literally just she literally just say, okay, walk right out and say, yo, we going in here. We gonna do a scorched earth policy. Extreme,
Extreme.
extreme scorched earth policy. Leave nothing standing.
Leave nothing standing. Oh man.
If it don't move, burn it to make sure.
Oh man.
If it don't move, burn it to make sure. Woo!
Oh man. We might need to do like a crossover edition.
Oh man, I can see Mumby just making all kind of nicknames for Edward, for
Yes.
Aaron, for
Make a
Alex. Huh?
make a 100-page crossover edition and just title it Me the Mumby X Historia, The Forest of Flowers.
Oh man, I can totally see Mumby was like, "Yo, where were y'all when I needed y'all when I come back here?"
Oh man. The Forest of Flowers edition. Oh my god.
I can totally see Mumby was like, "If my heart was beating, I would actually love you right now." I was like, just, just, just something so random would be so funny. I
Oh
can
yeah,
actually
yeah.
just that 100 page would make a good comic relief. I would
Oh
actually that'd be really funny. Just the forest of flowers.
yeah, man. The Forest of Flowers is nothing to be played around with.
No, it ain't a vacation spot. It is not something you want to really. It's not something you want to experience. Period.
Yeah, 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 man. It's not something that you want to experience. If you go up in there thinking that everything's gonna be okay, you have another thing coming.
Yeah, like yeah, you really do have another thing coming because you better pray you get out of there.
It's gonna
you
be
better you better know the way back you came from and just run full speed until you get out of there.
until you get out of there, huh?
Till you get out of there. If you somehow get stuck, I'm not turning around and saving you.
Oh man, like that.
If you experience what Mumby experienced, I'm like, nope.
Well,
Nope.
yeah,
I
man. Mummy,
I've been in that, so nope.
yeah, man. Mummy goes through some stuff in the entire story. It's always some constant craziness, you know. And when I mean craziness, you know, it's not really comedic craziness all the time. You know, sometimes it is, of course, you know, but he goes through a lot of different crazy situations.
Yep.
And I think that's when Mumby's personality really pops out when he's in a crazy situation.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, you know it. That's the way it be. So yeah, man, it's fun talking about the series for real. Um, Sometimes people have to sit down and try to analyze their series with somebody that's going to give them positive feedback, And when I mean positive feedback, I'm not talking about somebody that's always going to be like, "Oh yeah, that's good." No, I'm talking about real criticism. Always
Yep,
have somebody that gives you real criticism that um, has the best interest.
yep, that's true. There's nothing wrong with having, somebody that, that can give you some criticism on your work, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. So, if it's something that you learned about the art of storytelling, what is it?
Art of storytelling. There's one thing I know from the art of storytelling.
No, no, no. One thing that you learned that you didn't know before once you started to do, storytelling.
Hmm. huh. One thing that I've learned. I will be honest with you. You may think that this is funny, but to be honest with you, I never really had the patience of doing this. When I first started this, I was like, "Yo, when is this chapter gonna end? I want a break. This is like work at home when I get from work."
Oh my god.
And to be honest, it was like that for a time. But like I said, you got to be patient with it. You got to go at your own pace. And that's what I did. I went at my own pace. I was patient with it. Um, there was some instances that would take me a day, but better a day than a week.
Of course, always.
Now, patience isn't the only thing that I've learned from it. I won't lie. There's some other things. Thinking outside the box, being very creative. I like that. If only I had done this when I was a teenager. Like no lie, I still had a big imagination. And if I did Historia when I was a teenager, wow, I would have been wow.
Oh, tell me about it, man. That's one thing that I've learned too, to have patience. Because I'm not really a patient person when it comes to things that I want. But believe me, man, it's a discipline, man. It is a
Yeah.
discipline. It's
Oh
a
yeah.
discipline people think it's not. But for you to sit down here for hours and hours and sketching, then inking, coloring, coming up with characters, all of this stuff, it's very cost heavy. Um, at the end, I had to sacrifice some things at first to really get it the way that I wanted to get it. And that one right there was a bit of a hassle.
Hmm.
Um, it doesn't come easy, man. I remember one time I was thinking about, man, I'm about to take off a week, and you get so used to doing what you're doing that you say that you're gonna take that you're gonna take a week off. I kid you not, the very next day I wake up, man, I'm over here sketching.
Yeah, because it became so routinely.
Yeah,
It was stuck in your routine.
yeah,
And no lie, I had this situation where I was at work and I was doing chapter 4. I was going through the person's mind, their perspective, their POV or person point of view,
yeah,
and I was just in the break room having some hot chocolate, you know, you know, just thinking while I'm typing it, and I'm like, oh, this is good so far. I'm already, not focused on anything else. The one person that walks in and asks me, now this was a security officer, and
Re-
he was just doing his job,
yeah,
and he asked me, "Yo, you got your mask on or with you?" And I literally just at first I didn't pay attention, but then when he got louder, I'm looking like, "Yo, what's up?" And he was just asking, he was just doing his job. And I didn't really say it mean or anything, but you were interrupting because I was in the zone.
yeah,
And I was like, oh, okay. I'm sorry for, say, like what's up. And but I was something important. And I showed him the mask that I have to wear to work and cover my mouth and all that and all that. And we were cool. He walked away. I'm looking like how many more minutes I got to like go back, and next thing I know, it is like 3 minutes after the time I go back. So I'm looking like, ah, well, excuse my language,
no, no, no,
but
no. Go ahead, go ahead.
I was like, damn, I was in it. So yeah, I know how you feel. It it really it really it really I would say it wears you down, and it does. By the end of it, it does wear you down.
Yeah, man, it does, it does. But yeah, man, I've been in the zone too, just like that, just like you're telling me. There's sometimes you got this creative spark just pops up like this, and as easy as it pops up like this, it'll go just like that, and you don't want to lose it. You don't want to lose it, and then somebody come messing around.
Yeah, yeah, because to me, it's like an engine, and it's running real good. And when I went back to work, I was looking like I wish I can somehow pause it. That way, when I go back on break, I can resume it running again.
Exactly.
But next thing I know, the engine is like just died down. It didn't want to do it. I'm looking like no. I'm like no. Please just let me finish this chapter. And when I finished it, I was so happy. I was relieved. It's like the weight's been off my shoulder. As soon as I hit the bed, I was out.
It's like the weights came off you. Okay.
Oh, they came off because I don't even remember coming from work to the house after that.
Oh man.
Like the weight really came off. Like it was really on autopilot. Coming back home, taking off my work clothes, and just hit the bed.
Wow.
And I'm thinking like, oh, I have to do chapter 4. Next thing I know, in the morning, I looked through my chapter. I already finished chapter 4. I was like, thank you.
Oh man. Yeah. I know that feeling, my dukes. I know that feeling for real.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it it's it's like you say, man. Before I I wasted a lot of time doing things, and the teen years didn't draw. I messed around a lot. Like if I were to know that I would be creating something like this later down the line, I wouldn't have been messing around so much.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, this is something that I hope that people that come in that listen to this podcast really takes, something that they could take from. I hope they take that, just that. I mean, there's a lot of things that you could take from in this podcast since we've been talking about and giving advice and your own experience and all of that, which is good.
Yeah,
But that's one thing that I wish that people take from here is
yeah,
that start now. That
and
when it's a good time to start a comment, when it's a good time to start writing your story, it's now, right now.
yeah, it's right
Start-
now.
Just start it, because I'm gonna tell you the truth. A lot of times, people be like, "Oh yeah, it's right now," and in your mind, you're like, "Oh yeah, he say that because he's already, whatever, whatever." But I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's the truth. It's right now.
Yeah,
Don't wait. Don't second guess it. It doesn't matter how you draw. Put something on paper. Because once you put something on paper, okay, you don't know how to storyboard, try it. Don't look up videos first. Nah, try it. Go ahead, hands on. What do you
yeah,
think a storyboard should look like? After you try it, then if you want to look up how it is, go ahead and look it up. And you're going to see that you probably wasn't that far away from it.
no,
Now, was the way you did it not really, and I won't even call it the correct way because that's one word I have problems with about the correct way. What is the correct way? It's not really a correct way of doing anything.
oh man, when you go in the correct way of drawing something, you get like when you look it up, you look at like 200 of correct ways. I'm just looking at this like, why?
Yeah, because it's the stereotypical point of view.
Yeah,
Well, the guy that owned Walt Disney, he did it such a way, so this the way animation has to be. Nah, the guy who did Dragon Ball Z did, my boy Akira Toriyama. He did it like this, he did it like that, and this the way fight scenes gotta be. Nah,
no,
no, that's the way it had to be for him,
yeah,
because that's the way he envisioned it. That was his vision, his way of working. My way of working, your way of working, two
uh,
totally separate different things.
oh yeah, it's totally different perspective of people, and that's what it is. Your mind works different from mine.
Yeah,
You can't be Akira Toriyama. You can try, but no. Why you want to be somebody that is already successful, that already has done it? Don't you want to be the person that say, "Hey, I done it"?
for real. It's everything that exists in this world when it comes to material, like materialistic, is because somebody already did it, and that
Hmm.
person did it at his or her own vision, not following anybody else.
Yep.
So that's why I get. I'm not saying that I get mad. Sometimes I just get a little concerned about people when, like, I've had people ask me, like, how, you know, and it's kind of weird, like, what font are you going to use for your word bubbles? Does that really matter? Does the font for your letters that you're going to use in your word bubbles really matter? And I already know what people are going to say, yeah, there's people that don't like this font. That don't, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, it's true. It's true. But why is it? Really think about it. Why is it? Because some dude on YouTube made a video saying that he doesn't like that font. Now all of a sudden, everybody else don't like font. Like, oh my god. Yeah, man, that's crazy. You know, I'm sorry that I'm laughing, but it's the truth,
It's
man.
the truth.
Yeah, and that's just ridiculous to me. That stuff right there is just like, oh, you just don't know, man. I've done these panels like this. I didn't even notice when I even started gray skin. Okay, but yeah, it's just ridiculous, man. People sound really ridiculous when they come up with something like that. It's a lot of little holes, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that took me some time. Oh man, but yeah, that's the only one advice that I could give people. You want to start a comic, start it. You want to start writing, start it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about anything. Just do it, man. Just do it.
Oh yeah, just do it because it's really like it's like this. If yeah, I thought I saw something move, but it's nothing. It's nothing. False alarm.
Oh man.
It's nothing.
Oh
But
man.
okay,
Oh man, you better
okay.
watch out because the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is coming.
I hear that chainsaw coming through that door or the dog barking. But
Yo.
I will tell you this though. Jokes aside, if
Okay, go
if
ahead.
if if you have one you really have one shot in your life
Yeah.
to do it. Whether it's a career, whether it's something that you want to do but you can't do it or you didn't want to do because of this or that. I had that same way in college. I wanted my major in art and I was very good at sketching, drawing,
Yeah.
and I still do. I'm still trying to get back on it and I will go back and get that major. But it switched out because my dad owned a business and you know, most businesses, he got like two or three businesses. And I'm looking like, okay. So I was thinking like maybe I should get another major. That way I can do two at once and get it done.
Yeah. So like a double major.
Oh yes, and why did I do that for?
Uh
There was so much that I could have been like, forget the business. Just forget it. No, like I really wanted to say, forget it and just throw it out on his head and
Dang.
watch it be ran over by a herd of angry elephants. Yes, I'm being serious.
Oh
I
man.
literally wanted to take it, throw it out the window, watch it crash to the floor, and watch it be stumped on by elephants
Wow.
because I missed my opportunity at getting what I want.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can go back and get it, but I could have got it 4 years ago, right when I was in college. Uh, but yep, if you got a shot at doing it, do it.
Yeah. I feel you, man. I feel you. So it seems like you're very like you're very serious about finishing Historia.
I do. I do.
At least,
I really, yep. I want to finish it. Like I said earlier, I want to be the one. I started it. I want to see it all the way to the end.
yeah. Now, how far away from you? How far are you from actually finishing the first volume?
I have. I really got 4 chapters to finish writing to revise, and after that, I already got the character description. So after that, everything's done. Everything is good. You know, that's it for chapter one. and I'll be like so happy. I'll be more happy than I was when I finished chapter 4. Cause wow, chapter 4 was a roller coaster. But if I finish chapter volume 1, I would literally I would literally scream like an Indian war chief at how happy I am. I will.
Yeah.
I would scream and make it so passionate. The neighbors will be like, "What is going on at that house?"
What's going on?
Like literally, if I had to see people walking out with guns, I would shut up so quick it won't even be
Oh
funny.
man, he's walking out with guns. Oh,
If I see my own neighbors walking out the house scared and frightened and waving guns around, I'm sorry. I would shut up so quick it won't even be funny.
yeah, that's like a little bit like too much, my dude, for real.
It might be too much, but that's just popped in my mind, and I'm sorry.
Nah,
It's just
nah, nah,
really random.
nah. It is what it is, though. It is what it is. Don't
But
worry.
yeah, but yeah, after I finish volume 1, I will be so happy. I'll be really happy.
Now,
Then
how
I'll
many?
get. Hmm?
I don't know. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, no, I was just about to say is then I'll get into volume 2.
Now, how many chapters do you have
'Cause
planned for volume
for
one?
volume 1,
Uh huh.
ooh, I would really say 11 chapters.
11 chapters. And how many chapters you
Yeah,
have
11
written?
chapters.
How many chapters do you have written down so far?
I'm on chapter 6 right now. I already written out 5, but I'm started on 6 as well because I'm going over the fight scene in my head, and yeah, I'm mapping it out as I go along. That's what I love to do is map out how it's gonna go.
Yeah. Okay.
And um after that, I already got chapter 7, that was originally written out. So all I have to do is just write that out real quick, look it over, correct any mistakes, bam, that's it. So really 6 and 7 will probably be I'll really probably have like 4 chapters. Well, so I'm not really excited.
Okay. Okay. You was kind of cutting off a little bit, but you came back into it.
I'm sorry about that.
No, no,
The
no, no, no.
signal's fine. Um, battery's okay. Yeah, everything looks all right.
Yeah,
I
like
guess this is probably the laptop's first live stream, but okay. Yeah,
either it's the laptop's first live stream. Oh man. Yeah,
it's probably.
this is the second live stream for me. Oh
I
man.
won't lie. I won't lie. This is my first live stream. It kind of reminds me of how other YouTubers or how other people do their live stream. So it's not really a surprise, and it's not really nervousness neither. I mean, first time for everything, you're gonna get nervous, but you'll get over it.
Yeah, it's just chill, relax. It's like if
Yeah,
we just
chill, relax,
yeah,
talk like how you normally talk.
exactly. You talk like if you're on the phone. It is what it is. I mean,
Yep.
at the end of the day, probably somebody comes in and sees you or whatnot. But hey, at the end of the day, it's not like if they're there right next to you, breathing on your neck.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like whisper in your ear. You ain't supposed to tell them what you're supposed to tell them. Tell them this, tell them that, tell them this, tell them that. Man, when you see somebody, imagine when you see somebody punching someone that's not next door, you're gonna be looking like, "Whoa, what's wrong with you?"
Oh my god! He said, "Oh, he was saying, what's supposed to tell him? What's supposed to tell him?" Oh man, yo, what was that noise? You heard that?
Well, besides the signal going in and out, that's it.
I think those are those cows that are looking for some souls.
Man, don't start on no cow with souls, man.
Oh my god.
Or the whole neighborhood will be vacant, and all you see is nothing but a bunch of cows in the middle of the road. Like, what the hell?
Yo, what
Cows sucking out souls.
what if you go to sleep and you just hear something bust through the window? And when you look, you see that it's a big ass cow. Moo.
I got my gun underneath my pillow. That motherfucker's gonna be in a rude awakening.
Oh my god.
He gonna be mooing to get the hell out of that window when I shoot him.
Oh man. Oh man.
Oh,
Oh man. You're on another level. Oh my god.
oh. That's me seeing that. It's just funny.
Yeah.
It's just funny. Startle awake, opening up lead on a county one to snatch my soul. Not tonight.
Yeah. Not tonight. Hopefully, not tomorrow either.
Not tomorrow or all throughout the year. Not me.
Not you, Mr. Fram.
Oh no, no, no.
Of course not. We don't want that going down. But yeah, man. I mean, it's been a good time, talking about our series or whatnot. Hopefully, people go to expect what I was gonna
Relax, man. I was really on the tip of the ice. I was really on the tip of the tongue on what you were gonna say, but like on the tip of the tongue, it just flew. It's just I was like, damn, I had it.
say. Yeah, I don't remember myself, Mr. Fram. But
Hopefully, the people that view the live stream will you know, take some lessons out of this.
um, well,
I,
no,
I
I mean,
I wouldn't say take a lesson out of it. I would say heed some of our
no, I mean, but that too. Hopefully they'll take some
advice.
lessons out of it. Yeah, but that's not what I was gonna say. What I was gonna say was, hopefully, people like the stream. Hopefully, we'll see them again when the magazine actually launches, so that they can have a good time as as well as the way we have a good time. Talking about our stuff and all of that. Um, I really hope they get to enjoy the story that came from our mind, you know, passing it into their hands. That's what I hope for.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I really hope for.
Damn, you were really center field. I was really in the you were center field with that because to be honest with you, I don't think I was in no field.
Yeah, sometimes I can go deep with it, huh?
Oh yeah, you can go deep. Shoot, you can go deep.
Yeah. Oh man, it's kind of like
But
Mumby.
yeah,
It's kind of like Mumby, man. Mumby, people gonna find out, man. I really hope people like the character of Mumby. He's not the typical protagonist. He's not that
yeah,
guy that's friendship will conquer everything. Like stuff like that. It's not really that type of person. He's not doesn't really care for friends. To be totally honest, not really. But at the same time, you see that he is not a person that's oblivious to friendship, and
yeah.
you'll really start to see. you know, once they start to read it, I think they'll start to draw their own conclusions to how this is and how this that, you know.
Yeah.
And I hope they like the art too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, man. I hope they like the art. And speaking of art, again, I gotta give a shout out to our people over
Me.
here from Slap Punch Enterprise, which is Mark Beyond Perfect. You can find him on Instagram as Beyond Perfect. He is the creator and writer of Caster Trials. It's a story about magic and fighting and going through different things and trying to overcome it all. And I hope you guys have a good ride with that one as well. As well as Mitsu Blinger, the creator of Oshimaru, artist to Historia as well. Um, like I said, we saw her earlier, and she's a very, very good artist. She's open for commissions, so if you want to try to hire somebody, go ahead, hire her, because she's very good, very, very awesome at what she does. And yeah, you can find them on Instagram. And the launch date for our stuff, for our magazine, which I'm waiting on, would be January. Sorry, I was going to say July. January 2021. January 2021 will be the for sure launch date. The thing is that, in the state that the world is in and the different stuff that's been going on, that's been happening, um, that wasn't possible. So that's why we were supposed to launch in June, like this month, but we had to cut it short, because
Understandable.
yeah, a lot of different things going on that affects people and their lives, and you have to be understanding about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. This is your boy Gabi from Slap Punch Enterprise, the creator of Me the Mumby. Um,
And I am Ephraim, the creator of Historia.
exactly. So yeah, it's been a fun time. Everything has been going good. So we'll see you guys another time. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow I'll probably go live or something. Probably. I'm not really too sure, but yeah. Peace out.
All right. Peace.
Bye.